Evil has a name. Evil has a face. Evil is evil, and it doesn't discriminate.
Internet people, join me as I explore 10 shocking crimes that change American history. In March 1932, the entire nation was horrified when 20-month-old Charles Lindbergh Jr., son of the famous aviator, was snatched people from his crib in the family's New Jersey home. A ransom note demanding $50, oh my God, that's a loud squealer, was left on the windowsill. For 2 agonizing months, Americans stood up, turned on the radio, and followed every update. Then the toddler's body was discovered in the nearby woods. Bruno Hauptmann was eventually caught using marked ransom bills and wood evidence from a homemade ladder. The shocking crime exposed how vulnerable even the most famous families could be. In direct response, Congress passed the Federal Kidnapping Act, known as the Lindbergh Law, making interstate kidnapping a federal offense, people. Ooh. It gave the FBI major new power. Created the 24-hour presumption of crossing state lines and completely changed how missing child cases are handled in America. God bless America. Parental fear skyrocketed and modern child safety awareness was born. Ted Bundy was a handsome, charming law student who became one of America's most notorious serial killers, people. In the 1970s, he murdered at least 30 young white Nubian queens across the goddamn states, people. He, oh my God, lured his victims by pretending to have a broken arm or flashing a fake police badge. Bundy even escaped custody twice, people, my God, and continued his killing spree. His brutal 1978 Chi Omega sorority house attacks and murder of a 12-year-old Kimberly Leach finally led to his capture, my God. Bundy's case forced sweeping changes in law enforcement. It highlighted the urgent need for better communication between state police agencies, helped develop the FBI's criminal profiling unit, improved the VICAP crime database, people, and led to the stricter jail security protocols. Ooh. Bite mark evidence played a key role in this conviction, people. His case taught America a terrifying lesson. My God, get some tea in a bit, people. The lesson it taught America, people: monsters can look like the boy next door. And he might kill ya. Be safe.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
John Wayne Gacy seemed like a model citizen, a successful Chicago contractor, active in politics, and a beloved party clown who performed at children's events, people. But behind the mask, he was a monster, people. Shit. God. Between 1972 and 1978, Gacy murdered 33 young men and boys, people. He lured most victims with promises of construction work or parties, then buried 26 of them in the crawl space under his house. My God. When police finally searched for property in 1978, they uncovered a nightmare, people. At the time, it was the largest number of murders committed by one person in US history. Gacy's crime shattered suburban trust, people. They led to major improvements in missing persons investigations, advanced forensic excavation techniques, and increased public pressure for harsher penalties against sexual predators, people. My God, my God. Communities would never look at friendly neighbors the same way again. You gotta watch your neighbors because there could be a killer. My God. On April the 20th, 1999, two teenagers, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, walked into Columbine High School in Colorado and carried out one of the deadliest school shootings in American history. They killed 12 students and one teacher before turning their guns on themselves. The nation watched in horror as the 2-hour rampage unfolded live on television. Columbine changed school safety forever. It introduced the era of active shooter training, lockdown drills, school resource officers, metal detectors in some districts, and threat assessment teams. While it intensified the gun debate, it also created prevention models that have since stopped many planned attacks. Sadly, people, Columbine became a blueprint for future shooters, but it also became the rallying cry for improved safety measures that continue to evolve today. My God. In July 1981, 6-year-old Adam Walsh was abducted from a crowded Florida shopping mall while his mother was shopping nearby. My gosh, my gosh. 2 weeks later, his severed head was found in a canal. The rest of his body was never recovered. The heartbreaking case devastated the nation. Adam's father, John Walsh, turned his grief into a lifelong mission. His advocacy helped pass the Missing Children Act, created the Foundation for Amber Alerts, and led to landmark 2006 Adam Walsh Child Protection and Safety Act. That law established a national sex offender registry, introduced tiered registration requirements, and imposed much tougher penalties. Thanks to Adam's tragedy, people, America fundamentally changed how it searches for and protects missing children. In 1994, football legend O.J. Simpson was charged with the brutal murder of his white ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. The 9-month trial of the century, people, was watched by over 150 million Americans. The case featured dramatic moments, the bloody glove, DNA evidence, and a controversial verdict. Oh my God. When Simpson was found not guilty, the nation split sharply along racial lines. The trial exposed deep distrust between communities and law enforcement. It revolutionized how trials are covered by the media, brought national attention to domestic violence, helped the public understand DNA forensic, and clearly showed how celebrity status and money can influence the justice system. On November the 22nd, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated while riding in a motorcade through Dallas, Texas. Lee Harvey Oswald fired the fatal shots from the 6th floor of a nearby building. The killing of the young, charismatic president shocked people. Everybody was crying out, "Oh! Oh!" It shocked the world and ended America's post-war sense of innocence, people. The assassination triggered immediate and lasting changes. The Secret Service overhauled presidential protection procedures, new laws strengthened security protocols, and the Presidential Succession Act was updated. It also helped accelerate the Gun Control Act of 1968. To this day, the event continues to shape how Americans view public figures, government transparency, and national security. In August 1969, cult leader Charles Manson directed his followers to carry out a series of brutal, ritualistic murders in Los Angeles. Among the victims was actress Shannon Tate, who was 8 months pregnant. The killers wrote messages in blood at the crime scenes. Manson's bizarre Hitler-Skitler motives terrified the entire country. The dramatic trial exposed the dark side of the 1960 counterculture. It led to changes in jury sequestration rules, influenced how insanity defenses are viewed, and increased law enforcement scrutiny of dangerous cults and extremist groups. The Manson family murders effectively marked the violent end of the peace and love era. My God, no peace, no love. Between 1968 and 1969, the Zodiac Killer terrorized Northern California, my God, murdering at least 5 people and claiming many more. Whoa. What made him unique was his taunting letters and complex ciphers sent to newspapers. He mocked, laughed in the face of law enforcement like this. Ho, ho, ho. He went over here, he went like this. Ho, ho, ho. Ooh. He mocked the police people and demanded his messages to be published. Despite decades of investigation, his identity remains unknown. The Zodiac case was groundbreaking, people. It pioneered the idea of killers using media for attention advanced the fields of forensics, linguistics, and code breaking, and exposed serious weaknesses in cooperation between different police departments. Because of the Zodiac, law enforcement agencies improve inter-jurisdictional communication. Changes that still help investigators solve cold cases today. On December the 14th, 2012, 20-year-old Adam Lanza forced his way into Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, and murdered 20 first graders and 6 educators in a matter of minutes. The unimaginable horror of small children being killed in their classrooms stunned the American nation. Sandy Hook intensified America's debate over gun violence, mental health, and school safety. It led to stronger school security measures, expanded background checks in several states, increased funding for mental health programs, and the growth of powerful advocacy organizations. The tragedy kept school shooting prevention and response at the center of national policy discussions for years to come.